While large language models that we use today allow us to work on so many different tasks, there's one big limitation that it has, and that's memory. For example, LLMs like GPT-5 are commonly used for story writing, asking domain-specific questions like medical summaries, financial analysis, or even helping with your homework and assignments. So while GPT-5 is capable of tackling most questions that we throw at them, it's not uncommon to run out of memory. And this memory that we're bound by is called the context window. Context window is essentially the upper bound in what the LLM can keep track of at a given moment. And similar to how short-term memory works, if I asked you to add the following numbers, 138 plus 423, you'll commit these numbers in your short-term memory to come up with an answer, 561. But if I asked you a year from now on what the answer was, you will most likely forget it because it's not committed to your long-term memory. Another angle to think about it is the upper bound to how much you can actually commit to your memory. For example, if I asked you to memorize the pi digits 3.141592653589791 and asked you to recite it, some of you might have a hard time committing all that number at once, which is similar to how LLM context window works. So therein lies the current limitation in LLMs. How much context can it hold at a given time? And this context window depends on a model-to-model basis. For example, a lot of nano, mini, and flash models can have very similar context window in the size of 2,000 to 4,000 tokens, which amounts to about 1,500 to 3,000 words. Conversely, bigger models like GPT 4.1 and Gemini 2.5 Pro offer a context window up to 1 million tokens, which is equivalent to roughly 750,000 words or about 50,000 lines of code. So, as you can imagine, choosing the right model for your task can be important. For example, if you downloaded a novel in a TXT format and you wanted to change the script, choosing a model that offers a large context window would be best. Conversely, if you are working on a small document and require low latency, meaning faster responses, using Flash and Nano variants would be best. Here's another angle to look at it when it comes to memory in LLMs. Let's say I asked you this question. Sally and Bob owns an apple farm. Sally has 14 apples. Apples are often red. 12 is a nice number. Bob has no red apples, but he has 2 green apples, and green apples often taste bad. And if the question was, how many apples do they have? This might require to think about the problem a little bit to get the final answer of 16. And this is because the context here includes information that is completely irrelevant to the question, which is to count how many apples they have in total. The fact that apples are red or green, or how it tastes, have nothing to do with the total number of apples that they have, because they either have the apples or they don't. This is called context engineering, where loading the right context for the question or task is engineered to get the best outcome possible. Context engineering is similar to prompt engineering, but it's growing to become more important since prompt is really only a portion of the entire context window. And engineering for the right context for the task is extremely important. So as you can see, context window is not only limited by its upper bound in how much it can store, but also having the right context added can lead to a better and consistent result. Thankfully, there have been many attempts made to overcome this limitation, most notably RAG, which stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. And there's a separate dedicated video that talks in detail about how RAG works along with labs. So if you are curious, you can check out the video in the channel. When you use RAG, you're essentially extending the LLM's capability to manage its context by storing information in a vector database, which essentially acts as long-term memory, while having the flexibility to retrieve the proper context at the right time as needed. So from the earlier challenge where I asked you about apples, by committing these into a vector database, the LLM not only not have the burden to store the entire context in the context window, it can also retrieve only the necessary detail from the long-term memory without the burden of storing the entire document at once. One drawback to RAG is that there can be overhead involving in setting up the entire RAG system, which takes up time and precision. So really the best practice is that when you use large language models, that you are reasonably managing the context properly. A lot of popular LLM applications like KodeKloud and Bolt have internal mechanism that automatically manage its own context, so you don't have to worry about managing context window at all. All in all, understanding how memory works in LLMs can help you gain deeper appreciation for how LLM works with context and what you have to do to maximize LLMs given its limitations. Alright, let's start with the labs. In this lab, we're going to explore one of the most fundamental limitations of large language models today, which is memory. While LLMs like GPT-4 and Claude can handle incredibly diverse tasks from story writing to financial analysis, they all face the same core challenge: the context window limitation. Think of it this way. If I asked you to memorize the pi digits 3.14159, some of you might struggle to hold all those numbers in your short-term memory at once. This is essentially what happens with LLMs and their context window. They can only keep track of a limited amount of information at a given time. Let's start by setting up our environment. In this section, we're asked to run a simple setup script that installs just OpenAI Python client. What's particularly appealing about this lab's approach is that we're keeping things super simple. No complex frameworks like LangChain or LangGraph, just directly API calls so that you can really understand what's happening under the hood. Once you've activated the virtual environment, we'll jump our first hands-on experience. In Lab 1, we're digging into the context window problem with what's called the pi digits problem. Here, we're going to experience firsthand how LLM forget information when their context fills up. In this demonstration, you'll be adding 5 different restaurants to the model memory. But here's the catch. We've set the window size to only remember the last 3 exchanges. So you'll watch as Luigi's Italian restaurant gets completely forgotten when newer information comes in. The lab uses a simple Python list to track the conversation history, and you'll see how the slicing operation with conversation -6 keeps only the recent messages. This is a perfect illustration of the FIFO principle, first in, first out, that governs how context window manage information. Moving on to Lab 2, we encounter a more sophisticated approach to context engineering that focuses on token limitations and summarization. In this question, we're asked to work within a simulated 150 token context window to understand what happens in real LLMs that might have 4,000 or even 100,000 token limits. Here's where things get interesting. You'll be working with an apple farm story, but instead of simple version from the theory, this lab builds out a much more detailed context about Sally and Bob's farm. You learn about their 47-acre Vermont operation, their Harvard Business School background, seasonal workers, and farm store operations. The key insight is watching what happens when this rich context exceeds your token budget. The lab includes a visual token meter that shows you exactly how you're approaching your limits. When Sally's apple count information gets pushed by the FIFO system, you'll see how the assistant can no longer answer the fundamental question about the total apple count. Then comes the solution, using AI summarization to compress the conversation to just 50 tokens while preserving all the critical facts. This leaves you with 100 tokens available for the new interactions. Lab 3 takes us into practical memory management with what's called the returning customer concept. This is where we're exploring how to save and load conversations for different users, much like how Netflix remembers different family members' profiles. In this question, we're asked to understand how profile-based memory persistent works in practice. You'll experience a 3-part demonstration. First, Alice visits and shares her love for Italian food. Then, Bob gets a completely fresh start with no memory of Alice's conversation. They each get their own profile_name.json file. Finally, Alice returns and the assistant remembers her preference from the previous session. This demonstrates how real-world application can maintain user-specific context across different sessions. I'd encourage you to explore the interactive mode yourself, where you can chat with a memory-enabled assistant and see how it maintains context for different users. The autosave functionality ensures that every exchange is preserved, so users can always continue where they left off. In our final lab, Lab 4 introduces you to a simple RAG pattern using JSON-based retrieval. Now, RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation, and it's one of the most important techniques for extending an LLM's memory capabilities. Instead of using complex vector databases, in this lab shows you how to implement RAG with basic JSON storage and keyword search. In this demonstration, you'll build a comprehensive restaurant knowledge base that includes restaurant experience, user preferences, and past interactions. The system demonstrates the 3-step RAG pattern: store memories to JSON files, retrieve relevant information using keyword search, and generate responses using that retrieved context. What makes this approach particularly powerful is the search functionality. When you ask about Italian restaurants, the system searches through all stored memories and finds relevant information about Luigi's pasta, user preferences for Italian food, and past dining experiences. It then uses the retrieved context to provide personalized recommendations that go far beyond what could fit in a simple context window. The lab includes an interactive interactive mode where you can add memories, search the knowledge base, and ask questions to see RAG in action. You can explore commands like adding new restaurant experiences or searching for specific cuisines, and watch how the system retrieves and uses relevant context for each query. What's particularly valuable about this hands-on approach is that you're working directly with the OpenAI API so that you can see exactly how each technique works without any abstraction layers hiding the implementation details. You'll understand not just what RAG does, but how it solves the fundamental context window limitations we've explored in the earlier labs. By the end of these labs, you'll have a solid understanding of context windows, token management, memory persistent, and basic RAG implementation. More importantly, you'll have practical experience with simple Python techniques that you can immediately apply to your own LLM projects. The key insight is that effective memory management in LLMs isn't just about having bigger context windows, it's about strategically managing the information you provide to get the best possible results.